Plenty to battle for in the final LPGA Tour event of the year, like the race to the CME Globe and Player of the Year, who came out of the blocks firing on Thursday. It's also the season finale on the European Tour. Rory McIlroy did not have his A game on Thursday, all but sinking his chances to win the season-ending race to Dubai. The PGA Tour wrapping up the year at Sea Island, a major champion looking to bounce back from what has been a difficult year off the golf course. Plus, Jordan Spieth is under par down under and in contention at the Australian Open, looking to win for the second time in 3 years. Hey, no need to look any further. Golf Central starts now.
Golf Central. Brought to you by Titleist.
A lot at stake in the CME Group Tour Championship, like $1 million bonus for the 9 players that have a chance to win the season-ending race to the CME Globe. Top 3 in the standings, talking about Aria Jutanugarn, Lydia Ko, and Brooke Henderson, can win the CME Globe with a victory this week. The Rolex Player of the Year down to Jutanugarn and Lydia Ko. Ko has to win this week to get Player of the Year. Also, don't forget about the Bear Trophy, which is awarded to the player with the best stroke average all season. Ko holding a razor-thin edge over Rolex Rookie of the Year in Ji Chun. Hi there, thanks for taking up with us here on Golf Central. Todd Lewis, proud to be sitting beside Tripp Eisenhower and Paige McKenzie. We have set up the menu for what was an exciting day in golf all across the globe. We're going to start, though, at the LPGA Tour season finale. And what are you taking away, Paige, from everything that's up for grabs?
Well, I think the biggest surprise today is you mentioned the 3 players that control their own fate. If they were to win this event, they would take home that $1 million prize. And all 3 started a little slow, which has opened the door for a lot more of that top 9 to have a chance to win the final prize.
Well, there's no question about that, but I'm going to go glass half full for both Ko and Jutanugarn for one reason. They did not play their best today by any stretch of the imagination. Aria was awful on the green. She had 34 putts overall. Her speed was awful. She's got a long way to go there, but let's go glass half full with her. She hit a lot of greens. She hit a lot of fairways. She hit quality shots. So if the putter comes along to the party, look out, everybody else. And let's go to Ko for the glass half full for her. She battled with her short game today. She got it right. She scrapped out a good round, and the 2-time defending champion kept herself in this tournament with a scrappy round.
Yeah, Ko and Jutanugarn did not have their best today, but they don't hand out trophies on Thursday. They're still very much in this competition. Let's show you what happened down in Naples, Florida. We begin with Lydia Ko in the second hole, the par 4, after missing the green.
Yeah, well, I talked about the short game. We had to wait a little bit to get it going because here she is quickly at the second hole. She's 23 under her last 9 rounds at Tiburon, but she's 2 over quickly.
Here's Jutanugarn, 6th hole, second shot from the par 5.
And this is where she's going to make up a lot on the field, is her length on these par 5s, able to reach it in 2 with an iron. And in this case, just needs 2 putts for birdie. Tripp. She gets away with not having the 1 putt for birdie.
Yep.
And she gets back to even par after an early bogey. Now Jutanugarn on the 11th.
And this is her putt for par. That was a case of bad line and bad speed, so she had a lot to work on there.
Even par round of 72 for her. Now time for today's save, presented by Geico, and it is Ko on the 16th hole, the par 3. Look at this.
These revetted bunkers, they've changed it to some artificial turf, a little bit different. That, a tough bunker shot. Yeah, you can see how wide open that face is.
Yeah, Jerry Foltz was right there calling it for Golf Channel. He said, I thought she had to go sideways. There's no way she's going to be able to get it up and down, and boy, did she show him up.
All right, let's take a look at these two going head-to-head with the stats here. And, Ko, it looks like, would have the advantage pretty much throughout the column there. So Lydia, who started out a little scrappy, was able to save a round and finish under par. Let's hear from the world number 1.
Hit my drives really well today. It was just a few shots that were a little loose where, I needed to kind of get up and down from places. And, especially with it being grainy, off the greens, even though it may look like a simple chip, it's not as easy as it looks. So hopefully, a few more greens and, a few more looks for birdies.
All right, let's take a look at the other competitors. And this young lady has been on fire. Look what she's done in her last 4 starts. Of course, she won the bronze medal at the Olympics in Rio, and here she is on the 14th, the par 5, hitting her 3rd.
Yeah, she's got a 67.9 scoring average since Rio. So let's just say that she's in fuego, and the game traveled to Naples, Florida, and she makes another birdie.
You know that they don't speak Spanish at Rio.
Oh, they don't?
They speak Portuguese.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to now the 16th hole, the par 3 long putt for birdie.
Yeah, and you can see on left to right putts, always important to play it straight at the target left of the hole and let gravity take over.
And she shoots a 66. She's leading by 1. We talked about Brooke Henderson. She controls her fate as well as far as the CME Globe 13th hole par 4 putting for
Got to
birdie.
get things going in the right direction, Todd. And she was 2 over at that point. Now 1 over and getting better as she gets to the clubhouse.
Even par round of 72. Lizette Salas on the 8th hole, the par 3 off the tee.
One of the very few par 3s in the LPGA Tour that you have a short iron. Not a lot of variety in the bag on a lot of these par 3s, so you got to take advantage when you have that short iron in your hand, and she does.
She would go on to shoot a 68. She trails by 2. I know you like this young lady, Tripp.
I love the golf swing. I love everything about her game, and it is in flight 2. Not quite to Shan-Shan's level, but she's coming off 2 straight top 5 finishes overseas. So, again, she is right there with another solid round.
Indeed, she is shooting a 67 on Thursday, but everyone is chasing Shen Fang, who right now is projected at number 1 in the standings. You see where she started. Again, top 9 in the standings in the race to the CME Globe. Can win the race to the CME Globe. And there you see a number of other players. Look at those bottom 3 there. They win any one of those 3. I'm talking about Ko, Jatanagarde, and Henderson. Then they win the race to the CME Globe. But everyone is chasing Fang, who has been on a tear.
Coming into this week, I didn't expect anything because I knew that I've been playing well and I just won back-to-back in my last 2 starts. But I would say it would be hard to maybe do 3 in a row, but so I'm not really thinking about it. And I'm really happy that my putting is still working because on this course, I mean, with the firm greens, it's hard for me to have too many birdie chances. Because my putting was really, really good, so that's why I rolled in a lot of putts and I made a lot of birdies without a bogey, actually.
Very dangerous player, has not finished outside the top 4 since winning that bronze medal in Rio. Here's what can happen for her to win the race to the CME Globe. You see what she's got to do. She's got to win, and then everything else that has to happen with those other 3 top players. Should be a very interesting weekend in Southwest Florida. And of course, we will have all of the action, get some reaction as well. The CME Group Tour Championship continuing exclusively on Golf Channel at 4:30 p.m. European Tour wrapping up its season as well in Dubai. It is the DP World Tour Championship. 4 players have an opportunity to win the race to Dubai. Henrik Stenson, Danny Willett, Alex Noren, and Rory McIlroy. All kinds of scenarios in place. Stenson with the best opportunity. And we begin with Rory on the 16th hole.
Boy, it's unusual for him to struggle at this golf course. He absolutely loves this place, and very rare to find him in these situations that he can't escape, but there is one of them right there.
Ball moves about a foot, so Rory says it's obviously the shoe and the sock. I'm taking it off, and he jumps back in there, Paige.
Yeah, rare do you see a player compound their mistakes that he did there and then advances it very nicely, gives himself a good opportunity to make a save, but would not.
Shoots a 75, worst career score in this event. He has never shot around over par until today. And here is Alex Noren, who has been on fire.
Yeah, he has, and he's just playing golf. He says, you know, I quit working on my technique. I trust my technique when I go to the golf course, and why wouldn't you trust it when you're hitting shots like that?
Moves to 2 under with that birdie. Now Noren on the 13th hole.
Yeah, 4 wins on the European Tour this season. Fortunately, the putter let him down on that one.
Misses that for par with bogey. Shoots a 1 under 71. Danny Willett, since the Masters, has really struggled, but he had some moments of strength today, Tripp.
Yeah, the ball striking has been fine, Todd. It's been the performance on the greens, and case in point, last week he had an 11th place finish, so maybe things are starting to trend the right way for the Masters champion.
He would make birdie there. Then we move now to the 8th hole, his second shot.
Yeah, we heard him talk a couple weeks ago about the frustration of just trying to play, not wanting to be out there, but that's the hard part about this time of year for a lot of these players. It's been a long season. When
you knock him that close, you don't really have to worry about your putting, right? Here he is on the 11th hole.
And I love the set in his golf swing. It's looking a lot like it was at Augusta. He sets it beautifully, then he rotates through the ball. Very little face rotation. Very accurate iron player when he's on.
Shoots a 1 under 71. He's 5 back in the lead, and now here's the guy everybody's chasing, Henrik Stenson, and the Magic 3-wood.
His Magic 3-wood is one of a kind. Off the tee, out of the fairway, doesn't matter. because you know it's reliable. And this for a par 5 and 2.
Yeah, he would two-putt, get his only birdie of the day, just one birdie and one bogey. It's not a very magical day for Henrik. Shoots a 72, and here's Lee Westwood. He had some magic.
Yeah, it was the 2009 champion, so he's got good memories on this golf course. Looking for his first win in 2016.
And Lee Westwood is your leader. He won this event back in 2009, seeking his first win worldwide in 2016. And there you see a number of other players, including Sergio Garcia, in the mix as well. Don't forget, second round coverage coming at you at 3 a.m. Eastern Time, Friday morning, right here on Golf Channel. Jordan Spieth on the tee soon for the second round of the Australian Open after a very solid opening day, even though he was not happy with one of the strongest aspects of his game. Spieth trying to reel in his playing partner, who was the U.S. Amateur champion, and proving that he is more skill than luck. Plus, Stuart Sink and his family have endured some dark days in 2016. However, today, the sun was shining for them in Sea Island. That story coming up.
Golf Central is brought to you by the Titleist Pro V1 and Pro V1X. Make a difference in your game. Golf Now, millions of tee times, free GPS, and more. Download today.